Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your weekly reading for October 8th through the 14th of 2020. Thank you so very much for tuning in. So please keep in mind that this is a general reading, okay? So please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But I am very excited to be doing these weekly readings for us. I think they're going very, very well so far. I love this spread, so I hope you guys enjoy it as well. Just a few notes that I want to mention before we get started. I am switching my focus on my channel to more of a sidereal astrology look or view of astrology and the signs and all that. So moving forward, as we do more readings, I'm going to get into more transits and more of the moon cycles and all that stuff. And so that's going to be from a sidereal point of view. Okay. Even if you resonate more or you still follow tropical astrology, that doesn't matter. You ultimately do what is best for you, okay? But for me, I resonate more with sidereal astrology and those placements, so I'm biting the bullet and committing to one practice or one system, whereas in the past I kind of straddled both tropical and sidereal. But at this point, I'm making the choice. We're going full-blown sidereal here. I highly recommend, if you would like to calculate your sidereal chart, you can just Google sidereal chart calculator. Cafe Astrology has one that's great. I use all the time now. There's that. Second point I want to mention. Please bear with me. I'm having some allergy issues today, but anyway. Okay. Second thing that I want to. Okay, now third thing I want to say is these readings, these weekly readings, can be viewed sun, moon, and rising. However, I highly recommend that you guys focus first on your rising sign, and then maybe your moon, and then maybe your sun if you're interested. Obviously, you can watch any reading in terms of like which planet is in which sign, blah, 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 just to see or try and get an idea of something or what might resonate for you at that time or what you might be going through at that period. But if you're just going to be watching, if you're looking for like weekly guidance and all that, I would focus on your rising sign first, okay? Case in point, I'm a Leo rising in sidereal astrology, and I am 100% Leo rising, like to the T. And I've found that readings for Leo resonate with me the most, which is interesting because also in tropical astrology, my moon sign is Leo. So Leo energy has always resonated with me. But it wasn't until I found sidereal astrology and I saw that I'm a Leo rising and saw everything that encompasses, you know, what your rising sign means for you in your chart. I was like, wow, okay, this is why Leo energy resonates with me so strongly. So this reading is most likely going to resonate the most or the strongest for those of you that are Sagittarius rising. Of course, however, if you know you've been resonating with me for a while and you have like a Sagittarius sun or something like that, or a moon or whatever, don't even worry about it. Just focus on, go with what resonates for you the most. But those were just some guidelines, some tidbits, some pointers that I wanted to point out for you guys just to get started, just to give you something to think about. Stay tuned to the channel because I am going to be doing more in terms of astrology and all that good stuff. So if you're interested in learning sidereal astrology, stay tuned because I'm looking to start learning it myself and start bringing that knowledge to you guys. Yeah? Excellent. So with all of that said, let's get started here and see what we've got for your week. Hi, Spirit. Please make me a clear channel for all Sagittarians, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Please bring forward the best messages to serve the highest good of all involved for the week of Thursday, October 8th through Wednesday, October 14th, 2020. Thank you so much, Spirit. And you know what? Honestly, you guys, after I just said that, Spirit keeps saying to me, Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius rising. Okay, so mainly Sagittarius rising. I do think I want to do a rising sign focus here on my channel. Please bear with me. I'm going through a bunch of changes and I'm just trying shit out and blah, 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 blah. But I don't want to push people away. But at the same time, focusing through your rising sign is really the most beneficial. to be quite honest. So this is mainly for Sagittarius rising. I'm just gonna have to see. Spirit is really getting me to commit to things right now, you guys. And it's so crazy that I'm talking about this during the Sagittarius reading. Whatever, we don't have to go through that, but anyway. So no, I really do feel like I want to say this is mainly for Sagittarius rising. All of these readings are going to be for any of the signs but the rising version. Obviously, you can watch for whatever else and see if it resonates, but focus here is on the rising sign. All right, so Sagittarius rising, I'm sorry if I'm making I feel it. Some of you are kind of starting to feel a little bit alienated right now. Please, I mean all love. I don't mean any disrespect. By all means, you continue to focus how you focus here. Okay, all right, let's just get started because I really don't need to be apologizing for myself. I love you guys. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna get into this now. So I've developed this reading for these purposes specifically. So we're starting with the Energy Oracle deck. I'm going to give this 5 shuffles. And we're going to this is going to tell us what your focus is for this week. All right, Sag? What is the main energy focus? The main thing you could be dealing with this week? This is 3. This is 4. And this is 5. Alrighty, kids. So Sagittarius rising or Sagittarius. You know, your moon sign might resonate a little bit more. Sun sign might resonate a little bit, but the rising sign. Okay. What is your focus this week for my Sagittarians? We have it right here. Okay. Wow. All right, you have 3 cards here. You have Victory, you have Woman holding a coin, and you have Temple Path. Now, with these readings here, I really want to get all of the cards out, or at least most of the cards out, before I really start channeling the message. However, I do want to say already, I do feel like some of you guys are really working on embodying your feminine side. Okay, you're really either working on embodying it or healing it or manifesting through it. And this has a lot to do with your spiritual path, your spiritual awakening, okay? And it's going to be bringing you victory here. Doesn't mean that it's going to bring victory this week, but this is what I really feel like you're working on this week, Sag, okay? Now, Sacred Destiny Oracle, we're going to get what's crowning you, what's inspiring you, what's on your mind, what could you be thinking about in order to help this process along, okay? 5 shuffles. 3 is sufficient. Okay, 3, 1. For my Sagittarians, this is 2. And this is 3. All right, Sag. So what's crowning you this week? What's on your mind? What's your thought process here? Ooh. Ha, look at that. Success, flexibility, and protection. Okay. All right, Sag, look at you. All right, next we're going to get into the Oracle of the Angels, and we're going to look at what is grounding you, what is your driving force here. 3 shuffles. 1. 2. And 3. So what's grounding you here, Sag? What's your driving force? What's your motivation, I want to say? Moving towards the light. Excellent. Another one of the signs got that this week. I think it might have been Virgo. Interesting. All right, and next I'm going to pull you some tarot here, and the tarot section is a little bit unique. What I do is I shuffle, and then I pull 2 potential pathways. Yes, path A, path B, with a common denominator in between. All right, so let's give this 5 shuffles here, Sag, and let's see. What are your pathways here this week? Either these could be 2 potential directions you could go in, 2 potential modes that you could align with, or this could just be the main storyline that you need to pay attention to in your week. This is 2. This is 3, Sagittarius. this is 5. Okay. We're going to cut the deck here. Alrighty, Sag. Path A, you have Queen of Wands, Knight of Cups, the Chariot, excellent. Path B, Strength, 3 of Swords, the Hierophant. Common denominator, Temperance. At the bottom of the deck, you do have the Knight of Pentacles. All right, Sag, so let's talk about this for a second. First of all, the main storyline here for you, Temple Path, woman holding a coin, and victory. Okay, I feel like you're very victory oriented this week, because then crowning you, you do have success. Okay, and I feel like it's this success that's on your mind here that is helping you to create some sort of victory. And what I'm feeling for some of you is that, especially with protection, I feel like you guys are, this feels very family oriented. Maybe you have a family that you're really working on protecting and providing for. Maybe you want to build a family. Maybe you want to develop a family. That's for some of you. For others of you, I feel like you're very protection oriented. Some of you might be working on building a business, and you're focused on success. You're doing everything that you can to protect this entity. Okay. Now, the flexibility here for you is in direct alignment with the woman holding a coin, or the feminine energy here. Because the feminine energy is flowy, is receptive, goes with the flow, you know, stays in alignment. Okay, so it seems like your mind and your heart are in direct alignment this week, Sagittarius, and that's wonderful. Now, what's grounding you, what's motivating you is moving towards the light. And what I really feel like this is saying here for you, Sagittarius, is that you're trying to do what's right for yourself. You're also trying to do what's right for others. I feel like there are a lot of you here that are definitely awakening or ascending or awakening to the benefits of being more light-centered. I feel like some of you might even want to create a business or reshape your business in terms of better practices. I just feel like a lot of you also really just want to live a more light-filled life. Okay, this moving towards the light and the temple path here are also in direct alignment. It's like you're following, not to say that you're necessarily following a spiritual path, but I do feel like you're awakening to more of your truth, your honesty, your integrity. And whether you want to call yourself a spiritualist or not, it doesn't matter. I just feel like there's a greater sense of integrity that's coming in for you this week, Sagittarius, okay? Now, getting into your tarot, you do have 2 paths here. And I kind of want to say one seems to be more beneficial than the other, but I'm not sure about that. First path, you have the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Chariot. And I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like I like the energy of this path here, because this path has you in that receptive feminine energy with the Queen of Wands, getting into alignment with who you truly are or what it is you truly want, following your heart here with the Knight of Cups, and then with the Chariot being in direct alignment and really driving forward. I mean, really, really pushing forward towards what it is you truly, truly want. Okay. Second path doesn't feel so good, because path B is Strength with the 3 of Swords and the Hierophant. And honestly, what I really feel like this represents for you, Sagittarius, is you having the strength to keep persevering with, you know, the status quo or what you've always done or already done, even though it breaks your heart, even though it's not fulfilling, even though it's not satisfying. Having the strength to just push on and persevere. And I don't necessarily like that. I really don't. Common denominator here is Temperance. So this week, Sagittarius, what spirit or your higher self, as you're on this temple path, as you're moving towards victory, as you have success on your mind, as you're moving towards the light, your higher self or the universe, spirit, God, source, creator, your guides, whatever you want to call it, it's asking you to temper, to gain balance here. Okay, with this common denominator card, this section here, it falls in direct alignment. I find a direct correlation between these middle cards here on either path. And in that row, you have the the Knight of Cups, you have Temperance, and then you have Three of Swords. So it's like Spirit is asking you to temper yourself and to allow yourself to move away from things that break your heart. Instead of continuing to break your heart, why not allow your heart to flourish and move forward with what it is you truly want? Are you seeing the connections here? Either you can heal and mend and get into direct alignment with what you want and who you are and what it is you truly want and start really moving forward towards that. Or you can do the same thing you've always been doing, Sag. You can persevere even though things are breaking your heart and stick with the status quo. Do what was always expected of you, I'm hearing in some cases, okay? Now, at the bottom of the deck here, of the Tarot deck, you do have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles with the Nine of Wands, but then you have the Fool and the Ten of Pentacles and the Magician. Okay, so what this is asking you to do is to persevere, to move forward, to not give up, to do this, to take this step by step, all right, to the Nine of Wands. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. What this is saying now is, this is speaking to the fact that you have been persevering or taking this step by step, not letting any stone go unturned. But now, at this point, what would really, it would behoove you, is what I just heard. It would behoove you to take a leap of faith, because this situation has come to an end. I really feel like you've learned everything that you needed to learn from this situation, and now it's time to put yourself in the driver's seat. This is your energy as well, this Eight of Wands. Oh my God, look at that. Focusing on the target that you want will bring you justice. I like this, Sag. But see, here's the thing, Sag, you've got to make the decision. The decision is yours. Either you're going to continue doing what it is you've always done, or you're going to take the higher road. Now, and get into alignment with you and do exactly what it is you want to do. Okay? This section here is really malleable because, you know, all week I've been doing this reading for the signs, and this energy was interchangeable. But you, Sagittarius, are the first ones so far that has a clear high road or low road, actually, no, that's not true. That's not true. Who was it? Who did I start with? I started with Cancer. Anyway, you definitely clearly have a high road and a low road. An ideal path and a not so ideal path. It's very clear here for you this week. Okay. Okay, so let's get some deeper clarification here, Sagittarius. And what I want to do, I'm going to use the Lenormand deck. I'm going to start with the low road here. 5 shuffles. All right, 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. So, let's start with the low road. We have Strength. Okay, 3 of Swords. And the Hierophant. Okay, at the bottom of the deck you do have Clover, which is good luck. Alright, yeah, see? The cross and the stork. That's interesting. On strength, you have the cross, which is a cross to bear, which is burden. Martyrdom syndrome. Oh, Sag. Oh, Sag. I get it. I get it. On the Three of Swords, you have the storks, or the stork, which can represent family, children, having children, giving birth to something, nurturing and providing for a family, a community. And then on the Hierophant, you do have the child. So I feel like this could be a marriage, or this could be a relationship or something in which you're trying to stay together for the kids, or maybe there's some sort of manifestation that has been born of this situation that you don't necessarily want to let go of. That's very interesting. All right, with that said, then let's look at the top row here, Queen of Wands. Ooh, that's a lot. Knight of Cups. And the Chariot. But then you have the Snake. Interesting. On the Queen of Wands, you have the Bridge, the Bear, and the Dog. And I kind of want to ask you, where do your loyalties lie, Sag? Do your loyalties lie down here, where it seems you have this immense responsibility that's almost not even your cross to bear? Or does your loyalty lie to yourself and your authenticity? Not to say that you should really be abandoning anyone or anything, not to say that we're encouraging abandonment, but at the same time, something here doesn't feel right. Something here, in all honesty, something here feels inauthentic. And with the Dog and the Bear here, I feel like you have been very loyal. You have been very protective. You've been that mama bear, that papa bear. You've been that provider, that healer. And yet, I feel like your energies are being taken advantage of, because then you have that with the Bridge. And I almost want to say, take your energies elsewhere. You want to go elsewhere. On the Knight of Cups, you have the ship, the voyage. There's movement to a new and better place here. And some of you are now on the Chariot. You do have this garden situation, which to me, this card represents something that's unattainable. And yet, it's not unattainable. Because yes, there's this beautiful garden here with, this beautiful plant that's encased in glass, but there's also an archway to go in there. And so I feel like I just heard some of you don't feel worthy enough to go after what it is you really truly want. There's something tying you down here. Now let's reassess this bottom row. Okay, actually, first of all, before I go any further, you do have the Snake. And this was for the top row. You have the Snake with the magnifying glass and the mice. I really, really feel like those of you up here that want to follow your heart, want to follow this path here, there's something or someone around you telling you that this isn't the right thing that this isn't the right thing to do. But Spirit is asking you to look closely, to look much closer. Because there's wisdom involved here. And an individual or a group of people that might be telling you, probably this Hierophant energy, that might be telling you you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't honor yourself, you shouldn't follow your own heart or something like that. Those are rodents. Those are pests. Instead of looking at this situation as toxic or deceitful, look for the wisdom in it. Underneath all of this, you do have that passionate woman. There is that feminine energy, that power, that drive that's going to lead to success with the fish. Okay? All right, now let's go back down Let's go back down to this second row here, this path B, because you've been bearing a cross. Strength, you've been persevering, you've just been doing it, right? And there is heartbreak that is involved here, but somehow this heartbreak is fertile for you, Sag. Something can be born of it. And what I really feel like, oh my God, Sag, you're showing up in your whole reading. I'm like, what, 20 minutes into this, and I'm just realizing you're showing up in your own reading. Anyway, but there's heartbreak here, and yet this heartbreak is creating some sort of fertile ground for you. The more that I go into this reading, Sag, the more I want to tell you to leave this path behind and get in touch with your inner child rather than listening to the status quo. Let's clarify temperance here. Oh, the mask. Spirit is really asking you to take the mask off here. Show your true self. Reveal your true heart, your true side. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is inaccessible when you are in direct alignment with yourself, with your truth, with your wholeness, with your happiness. When you're balanced and whole. You have success here. You have victory and you have success. Yeah. You are showing up central in your reading right here, right now. Spirit is asking you to remove the mask and see what's truly behind. See what's really in the mirror. What reflection do you see, and how can you move forward with that? How can you be more truthful, more authentic to yourself? There you have it, Sag. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I look forward to connecting with you again for our next reading next week. Yeah? Take care. Mwah! Bye. This thing doesn't want to work.